Welcome back, everybody, to Unconditional Surrender. Me, myself, and I play through the main event scenario. Signed by Salvatore Vasta, published by GMT Games. We're going into the Soviet operations phase of July 1945. Soviets only need to kill one German infantry unit to get this last will point, or somehow take a city. They will go ahead and pull their surprise attack marker, their last one. Probably place it here. There's lots of garrisons for me to kill. Make it easier to kill the garrisons if I do it this way. And then hopefully I can get Posen. So that's my stated objective, is to kill the infantry in Posen, if at all possible. Okay, so we're going to drop it right on top of Posen. And that'll take care of that. I have tons of willpower here, so I'm not too awful worried about having the points to do it. Well, maybe I should just start here and roll this up to Posen, and it might be over. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This airplane, however, is going to fly up to right next to Posen in that guy's hex. Take a sortie to do that. Hello. There we go. Okay, so I have like 4 sorties here. And this guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, he can help me get through the garrisons. So we're going to activate this tanks army. First guards. I can't tell. Do I need to zoom in? I need to zoom in. That's why I can't tell. Fourth guards tank army, sorry. We'll attack here. That costs me 2 movement points, so I have 8 left. I am +1 because I'm elite, +2 because I'm armor, and +1 for the surprise attack marker. He is at 0 because he's +2 for German, -2 for being a garrison. I will go ahead and toss an airplane to try and make this for sure thing. There's +6. So +6 to 0. I guess I should put this on this side, and we'll roll the map over this way, because that way we can see die rolls and stuff. And I'm going to get rid of this because I really don't need that. Okay, +6 to 0. Russians roll. 3 + 6 is a 9, so I'm at least going to retreat him. And Germans rolled a 1. That's a DE. DE, DD doesn't matter. It's the same thing. It actually is a DE. So I get a. I had one wrong here. Need to bring this along with me. I have a no enemy zone of control. I will go ahead and immediately attack here. The second garrison. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exactly the same way. So it's +6 to 0. 2 + 6 is an 8. Germans roll a 1 again. That is a DD. He has to lose a step first. Since he only has 1 step to lose, he has to go on the card. And I get another one of these to go here. I get to move here. Question is do I want to attack him twice at +4 or +5 because it's attack marker? I could attack him twice at +5, but then I wouldn't be able to move another armored unit over here. to attack him again, or I could move a space and attack him once for 5 at the plus. Really should have gone and taken out this garrison first. Dummy. So with the idea that I'm going to probably have to move another, like this tank's army is going to have to go 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, I got to try and do it this way. So I'm going to spend a movement point to do that, and then I'm going to spend 3 to attack him. That's going to be a net of plus 5. I have to use a different airplane. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll have to use one of these. Go on. Plus 1 for the elite, plus 2 for armor, plus 2 for the airplane, that's 5. Plus 6 from the surprise attack marker, and then minus 1 for the city. So it's plus 5, 2 plus 2. And the Russians roll 6 plus 5 is an 11. And the Germans roll a 1. Plus 2 is a 3. So it's an 11 to a 3. He can't even use the last stand rule because, first off, he's got to be flipped. And he can't lose a step because he's not a full strength thing, so he has to retreat. Which makes him go there, and then this armored unit takes Posen. And that will take the Germans down to 0. So I can just stop the Russian turn here, and the game is over. Because all these German units would come off. If you want to play little history games or whatever, with all these German units being deleted, the Russians would be able to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 8, 9, 10. This guy could go 1, 2. Get rid of these. Just trying to see how far they could move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Couldn't quite get there. This guy would have nothing in his way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Could take Berlin. This armored unit could take Berlin and or Dresden. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 could take Leipzig. So the Russians would end up with Leipzig, Dresden, Prague, Breslau, Vienna, Berlin, Stettin. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and be adjacent to the Kiel Canal. Or to Kiel and Hamburg, but that's as far as they could go. So, that was a very short Russian turn. The Russians are just going to pass, because if we go to end of, basically, I'm not going to do the mechanics, okay? But right now I would have to, Germany's collapsed because she's at 0 will, and people own her cities. The Russians own a couple, the Western Allies own a few. So she would be considered conquered. And if you check the victory conditions in the playbook, the sequence of play is you wouldn't actually check victory until the end of the whole set of things. And the victory conditions, if Germany is conquered, if Germany is not conquered by the end of the game, the Allied factions win. If France was never conquered, the USSR never collapsed, and Axis wins if none of that happens. And you always do your victory checks when it happens in the victory phase, because the sequence of play would have us finishing off the Soviets, running all their armies into central Germany. There wouldn't be any supply phases, replacements, upgrades, and all that would go, and then we would get to this victory check phase, and that would be like, oh, we won. So, we won. Yay. It's a fairly near-run thing, but that is the Soviet operations phase, we've conquered Germany. So we won in the last turn of the game on the last operations phase with one activation by the Russians to cement the victory. I'm Dren608. You can subscribe to my channel so you can see future episodes, probably of other games or other items of interest that I come up with. You can always backlog to all of these videos anytime you want. I will keep them up on my channel as best as I can with YouTube's new rules that don't know how long that will be. But I hope you enjoyed my presentation here of Unconditional Surrender. Me, myself, the main event scenario. I will be back with a separate epilogue and sort of ramblings about the game in general and the new rules and what I thought about them. I think we're just going to end this here, so this can be a closing point for anyone who doesn't want to listen to my rambling epilogue. So, this is Dren608. I will be back with an epilogue in a little bit, so people can listen to me ramble if they so choose. Otherwise, we will see you next time. Don't know what game it might be, but stay tuned to my channel, and we'll see what we can come up with. Until we meet again, bye-bye.